Alright. The real game this time. Against Matto's Chaos in REBBL Gman8D. Fourth game of the season. And we're playing at home. Gman is streaming at the same time, so we're probably not gonna have much viewers. I would watch Gman8 right now if I wasn't playing. So we want the less experienced dodgers in the line, because I'm gonna try that plan even though bad luck, good fun, or get fucked, I guess. Right. That's a Gman8 quote. Let's see how this goes. Will be most interesting. Let's hope we don't get killed. It's the main thing, I guess. Okay, he's using his blockers, so the Mighty Blow is gonna blitz one of them. So that's already the plan kind of working-ish. It's not hitting with Mighty Blow. Although it might still punish us hard. I think I'm gonna kick deep. Hope for things getting awkward for him. Both teams get a reroll. Ball is inside the pitch. Very nice. No touchback. Okay. Dodge does a thing. That's good. Block does a thing. Ooh. Okay, we lost one. Oh, but it's not hitting this one. Okay, that was a big backfire. So 2 players down. Alright, it's going for the valuable players. Hoping for pause. Right, so we have 2 less dodgers for next game, but they're not permanently hurt. And we have 2 less dodgers for this game, which is a big deal. Okay. Doesn't spend his reroll even though he has 4, but I guess it's safe enough back there. So I can create a path if I blitz this guy. So I think I'm doing that. Maybe assist with this guy. And this guy. And blitz with block. Alright. But I'm not running through with him because he doesn't have dodge. This guy does though. That would be a bit vulnerable, but we want players up there. And this way it's harder to surround them, which is desirable. It's not blitzing with Mighty Blow, that's a strange decision. Maybe he thought this guy had dodge even though he doesn't. But blitzing this guy is smart, because that makes it easier to trap these players. And these players are the threat to the ball, so that's a smart thing to do. Okay, pickup dice are not cooperating, that's good for us. Oh wow. He's the one getting fucked. Okay, so what's the best way to do this? I think we're blocking this guy, because if we get a turnover at some point, we don't want to give him a free hit. Okay, that's good. Stay. I think I may want to one dice blitz, because then I can go for a pickup and a score right away. And it's better to blitz with this guy, because this guy is the one who needs a GFI to score, while this one doesn't need that. I think. Push is good enough. Stay. Alright, that's a good start. So he's getting the numbers, but we're getting the touchdown. If we can get one more touchdown, then the numbers start not mattering as much. But I guess... We're running low on dodge players now, so they're a bit too valuable to risk on the line now. So I guess I'm putting less valuable players on the line this time. So kicking deep was rewarded. Of course, his pickup dice were atrocious, that was a big part of it. But he also elected to not really secure the ball before the pickup. Which, you know, was not a super bad choice, because there were advantages to delaying the choice. That was a really good kick again. Okay, Papal. So this match could still get hard, because, you know, if he keeps getting removals, we're gonna be hard pressed to do anything. So if possible, we want to try to steal again, because that would put us fairly secure, even if we get grossly outnumbered eventually. Alright, will he take that? He will not take that. Oh, he gets a power anyway. Ouch. Another one. I'm not gonna add to that. I'm gonna save the apple for something serious. Long term. Okay, so he's screening me off better this time. we are 3 players down so far. Oh, he's not going for the pickup this turn. I guess it's too risky. We might be able to blitz through this guy to get players over here. Maybe blitz with this guy. Not sure. Let's see. Let's see how the blitz goes. Let's blitz with this guy, because if we get an injury, he could really use the SPP. Okay, we're not getting through then. Or maybe we should dodge someone through anyway. But we're not hyper committing to it. So let's do some dodges. Oh, I'm kind of standing in my own way there. Alright, excellent. And let's have one invader. He's just gonna get trapped, actually. So let's not do that. End turn. I mean, it is potential. If we can stop this score, that is kind of enough if we don't get grossly outnumbered. And, you know, if we can keep the risk to our players low for the rest of the half, that's also good. Alright. Good dice for us. This is his half, so we're gonna get the kick next time. Of course, we might not be able to score, we'll see. Yeah, that's a good screen. Might be able to run it around it a little bit. Oh. These pickups, man. Okay. It's technically in range, which is fun. I think I want to run around here. Make him have to worry about that side. And a bit of protection. Who are we blitzing? Maybe that guy? This guy goes better with the screen. Oh, maybe we're spreading a little too thin here, actually. It's okay. I hope. Alright. Stun is nice. Yeah, we're making it a little too thin here. So maybe blitzing this guy was a bad idea. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Of course, if he advances here, our players are kind of safe. And 1-1 in the half is still okay. And yeah, and he's not getting the ball here right away anyway. Okay, nice. He's not blitzing this guy, which is a little surprising, but I guess he needed to move up the ball here first before he can worry about advancing. Could blitz a corner this time, maybe. Depends really how he sets up. Yeah, he's making a double screen in front, so I can't blitz a corner easily. I might be able to do it from the back. That's not as efficient though. But we can just screen, potentially. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a GFI to blitz him. On the corner. But yeah, the priority now should be to have a decent screen this time. So I should blitz a Beastman somewhere, because it takes too much commitment to blitz a Chaos Warrior. I need my players for the screen. So let's build the screen first. So you go one back, and you go there. That's the beginning. Then you go there. And I can have a blotcher in front, even though it's a positional. So that's our screen. And I guess we do this very foolhardy blitz. We have 6 rerolls, so we can spend it on a stupid GFI. Do we spend it on a stupid push? I think we do. Nice. Follow. So next turn he needs scoring threats. I don't think he'll get them, but maybe he will. Basing up is smart, I think, because it's gonna be a bit awkward for me to get away with them. I may need to dodge. Maybe. Alright, he's using the blitz there rather on the screen. Okay, pow happens, but it's not a break. Very nice. Okay, so he's moving to this side. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we want to be at the height of the team logo. Okay, with a scoring threat, because he can't reach the ball. So yeah, it should be enough to screen, I think, but maybe I can't screen all the way. But let's move him first. Be a silly scoring threat. And we want a screen over here. Do we dodge first action or do we move something first? He can be there. He can be there. Not a double one, helpful. He can be there. Oh wait, that was a dodge. That was dumb. I should have done this before. I mean, it's kind of nice marking him, but at the same time we want to complete the screen. I think I'm being an assist here and I blitz with him. Just that way I can form cage thingy. Well, I can complete the screen, sort of. This is definitely the weak point of the screen, but it can be saved by sidestep. And this means most of his players will have a really hard time becoming scoring threats. I guess... no, one step forward is not enough, so he needs to blitz and then base up to be scoring threats. Which, you know, is fair enough. That might be enough. Okay, he's gonna blitz the weak point. Makes a lot of sense. Although, if that backfires, that will be really bad for him. If he doesn't get it down. Because then he needs to dodge someone to get a scoring threat. Well, I guess he could run this guy over here, and this guy, maybe this guy. So yeah, I guess he can get a few over here. Okay, he's gonna blitz there, that's sensible. Gets a POW. Alright, so he's a scoring threat now, and that's a scoring threat. That's probably a scoring threat too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. No, it's not a scoring threat. That is though. Lots of basing. Lots of scoring threats. I'm a little worried. He might actually pull this off. So who's a scoring threat? That's a scoring threat. That's not a scoring threat. That's a scoring threat. That's a the ball is a scoring threat. Yeah, right, because he has extra movement and stuff. So he could, even if I do a complete elf screen, he could just blitz one off and then run right through, potentially. So I think what we should do is try to dislodge the ball. Maybe. I'm a little unsure. You can't cancel an assist. Well, let's cancel an assist with this guy. That means basing Mighty Blow though. Oh shit. Okay. And we can get an assist there. Oh shit. That's a lot of ones. So he's probably scoring now. Three ones in 4 rows. I mean, he could double one to GFI, I guess. That's a possible scenario. So sensibly it didn't take that many blocks there, which is good for us, but also bad for us because he got the score. But you know, that was the expected result here. So that was a good offense by him. And we're starting to get really low on numbers. So things are actually not looking great. We want to score quickly, I think, because at this rate we are getting more and more outnumbered over time. This is a good ball carrier. This is a good support for ball carrier. Yeah, we're recovering the ball with this guy and hopefully get some advancement. We're really low on players right now. Not so bad. That kick I think is pretty good for us because we can pick it up and hand off fairly easily. Let's run this guy up. Oh right, wait, this is... Oh, this is turn 8, whoops. Whoopsie daisy. So I guess we wanted the passing with this guy. So I should have just taken blocks. Okay. Yeah. Okay, no vanity pass for me. So now I kind of tip my hand on what I want to do, but we'll do a different defense maybe. We'll see. Yeah, he had some bad luck on the pickups and we made it, but we're outnumbered though. So this is a tough one, I think, still. Yeah, let's do what we did though. He didn't actually change his setup that much. A blitz? Interesting. Well, we won't get it easily. Would have been bad if the kick was here. But it's not, so... Of course he can defend better now. Alright, he gets a knockdown. And another removal. This is gonna be a hard game right now, I think. Well, it was already gonna be a hard game. Okay, interesting. We can still get the ball to him. He has nerves of steel. Oh, he's even getting to mark the ball. And trapping my players. Uh-oh. This is bad. This is no bueno. Well, if we blitz this guy, we can probably retreat a bit. But we're not getting any momentum forward. Like at all. Yeah, that's a good trap. So let's move this guy to assist here, because that way we can blitz out if we get it down, and that will free all of our players potentially. But we do need it down. Good. This is scary stuff. We don't have a reroll, so we should do the dodge with the dodge first. I kinda wanna carry on this guy. Blodge in the corners is kinda good. Right, that's a decent start. Decent salvage, I mean. Okay. But how do we get momentum forward at all? I guess we move up someone we can pass to. Or not. Intellectuals Chaos are really good at blitzing. They got a blitz in their previous game too. Very motivated players. Three dice on the new catcher. Alright. So he's leaving a gap for us to run to the side here. Oh, okay, no, not really. But I definitely want to go to this side now, because he has a lot of slow players on this side. So yeah. Who do we blitz? We blitz this guy because he's already marked, right? Maybe blitz with him. Push here in worst case. Ooh, could have been a double one there. I think we pushed there anyway. Maybe here. Because we want to run in the other direction later. And we want him as out of position as possible. So start on a bit of a screen here, maybe. Ooh, all these scary ones. Thankfully they're not real ones, just scary ones. Yeah, this dodge I think is more meaningful than the other ones. Right, but he can blitz the ball now. Maybe that was dumb. He doesn't really have a recovery though, so I think that's mostly fine. Try to keep our players together. How many rerolls do we have? I don't think that's worth a reroll. Okay, he is able to get in front a little bit. But I like this move. We are in a better position than we were. We're gonna have to dodge a bunch still. Let's hope it doesn't get a knockdown. That is a knockdown. Where do we go? We go here, I guess. Because that way the ball is furthest away from him. Okay, so I guess we're not leveling him in. Okay, that's nice. Thinks that's worth the reroll. Oh. That's slightly wild. Oh yeah, trapping these would be pretty nasty, wouldn't it? That's a wild play. It's not gonna do it. Or is he? Yeah, that's the right play. So I think I wanna run away with this guy, but he's not really gonna be safe. Very much a trust the blodge play, but I wanna hand off to him first. Use the nerves of steel. And I would blitz this guy, but I wanna be able to hand off too, so I guess we do the 3+ pickup instead. This guy should move first. Okay, so hand off from here, because then I'm the closest I can be to the action without being in the way of the run. Okay, and if I'm, well, I shouldn't be against the sideline anyway. This is not gonna be safe no matter how I do this. How can I be as much in the way as possible? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can force GFIs if I stand here with this guy. That's maybe as good as it's gonna get. Well, we can do this potentially. Okay, that's good. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 go GFI. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 GFI. That's kind of a nice result. Very helpful. And this is trust the blodge territory. I don't think he can get a 3 dice. Not easily anyway. Oh, that's a POW, ouch. And a removal. That's really problematic. Should we apple that? I don't think so. Okay, so we can move up this guy as a scoring threat. Or possibly we could even pass to him this turn. And he can be very much out to safety, really. So this guy is key right now. Well, depends kind of what the other guys do, I guess. I'm in some trouble. Gonna give him this block, I think. How do we get this ball? We could go for a punt play. I think first we wanna make sure the ball is not in that many tackle zones. Okay. Oh shit. Alright. Missed next game. We're not gonna have reserves next game, that's for sure. Gonna have a bunch of loners. Okay. Where do we sidestep to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, we sidestep to here. Pow. Oh, he's going there. Can he secure the ball there? Not so sure about that. Maybe. I guess he secures it by trapping all my players. That might be good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's interesting. I think I'm going here because I'm the least trapped there. Alright. Now I'm a little trapped there. I could get here to get a 1 dice and mark the ball. Not sure what that will accomplish really. We need a scoring trap, I think. Down to 3 active players. Wow. I think we're going for the 1 dice play. Oh, I should have blitzed, shouldn't I? Okay, that's decent. Let's not block one of the spots. So he has to commit a bunch of players. But yeah, I should have blitzed there. That's my bad. Again, the positioning is a little better this way, because this way it's hard for him to trap both players. Okay, let's go here. Okay, I guess not that hard. Man, being outnumbers is being outnumbered this much is hard. We knew this. I mean, it's not that impossible to dodge out here. It's even easier this way, but maybe it's not gonna be. So I think I have a plan. Alright, he has more blocks if he wants to, but they are risky because of sidestep. Oh, pow, that's not good. Let's hope for not a break, because this is my blitz the ball guy. I can still do that. It's actually slightly easier this way. So our new scoring threat is this guy. And this guy wanna be upfield too. This guy wanna assist against the ball. And this guy wants to blitz the ball. We wanna push it away from his players. Not good enough. Also not good enough. Stay. Oh shit. That's some dice. Okay, so I guess most relevant will be there. This is such a hard game. But that was a pretty good turn. Not great, but pretty good. Oh, he's gonna... No, I'm not sure what he's doing actually. Trapping my players, I guess. Yeah, he is. That's a lot of assists against me. Is the ball is gonna do something? Yeah, he is. Yeah, let's sidestep over here maybe? Block him from going that way. Okay, not quite blocking him. Shit. We're not having a great game here. I mean, it's decent, but it's not going too well. So what's a way to do this? You can keep being a scoring threat. I guess I'm going for a long bomb play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't really hit him in a direction I want to hit him. But let's do the best we can. Hope it scatters towards us. Might as well reroll it. Stay. It did scatter towards us. That's very nice. So yeah, we're going for a long bomb play here. Okay. Okay. If we're really lucky, we get a draw. Most likely who wins though. That's a PAL. Sideline or give him a chance to catch it. I mean, we have a bigger chance to get the ball over there. It might bounce. Okay, he did catch it, but he caught it on a player that's actually bad for him to catch it on. Interesting. Well, it's not that bad for him, I guess. Alright, that's a removal. Yeah, there's nothing we can do now. It's true enough. A lot of this was us rolling ones though. But yeah. He played well. Okay. And we didn't take any permanent damage, so that's a small plus. Oh, he's on his way to leveling. What did we get? We got only SPP and Verlin. 1 touchdown and 1 MVP. It's, you know, it's targeted on oppositional. That's nice. Okay. So that means nobody leveled on our team and a few leveled on his team. Okay, so we're missing these for next game. They are just missed next games though. We didn't get to level this guy, so we still don't have any tackle. And we took another loss, which means the playoffs hopes and dreams are even more remote. He leveled Twilight Sparkle and Morty. So yeah, that was the game. Thanks for watching. Maybe see you next time. Bye Donkey Dragon and whoever else is watching. Alright, hello there. This is a new section I'm gonna try, at least for a few videos, but potentially forever. We'll see how much work it is, where I'll go over things I might have been able to do better in the game. And I thought I'd start with a thing that I should do more of, because this game, as if you watched it you'll know, it was very much decided on attrition. I was completely outbashed and had very few players in the end, But one way you can theoretically still win when that happens is if you build up a lead early. Now, traditionally I've not been able to do that, but I think this is the kind of aggressive play that might lead to that kind of result. And it starts with a deep kick and hoping for a failed pickup, you know, so it's not going to happen every game, obviously. And then it's basically an invasion on his half with fast players. We open up an opening with the splits, and that allows us to run through with our 3 fast players. And I especially like this formation of 3 players, because even when he blitzes one of them, he's not really able to contain them. So here he has blitzed one of them, and you see this warrior is using all of his movement except GFIs, and he's still not really able to contain these 2. He could contain them probably if he used GFIs and stuff, but he doesn't want to take that risk before going for the pickup. And of course he rolls like double failure on the actual pickup here, which is disastrous with my players being here. So, you know, obviously this is very lucky for me, but I still think this is something I should do a lot more, because it gives hope in games where you get hopelessly outmatched. Now, this wasn't enough by itself, but if I could do this one more time, that would pretty much be the game, even though I get terribly outmatched later. So, you know, that's the first thing. Boom. Now, I did actually get a chance to do almost the exact same thing very soon after this in the very next drive, because I got another really deep kick here, and this time the kick was brutal enough that I didn't even attempt to pick up right away, just content to stand next to him. And I actually did want to do this. I wanted to run through with the fast players again and set up like here, but I messed up the part where I open a hole to go through. So let's see what I do. I move in a catcher here to assist, and then I contemplate who to blitz with, and then I blitz, and when we actually get to the blitz, it's not a down, so it's just a push. And here I have 2 push choices, and one of the push choices gives him a hit on my catcher who has no skills, and one of the push choices completely shuts down any ability to run through. So obviously this was a failure, but it was a failure in my choice of what to do, I think, or I know, because I've analyzed this. So what I'm doing wrong actually here is the assist positioning, because what I should have done is I should have assisted from here, because that way I would have to mark one of these to cancel assist. I could just stand one of these guys up and then blitz from here, and then I would be able to push the Beastman here, and he's still forming a weak screen with this guy, but with this way it would just be a simple 2+ dodge per person I want to run through, which is very much possible. So if I had assisted from here, I could have gone through, and maybe I would have gone too early, and maybe I would have actually won this game. Who knows? Since we did not do that though, the game pretty soon looked like this. So the ball was pretty secure with all his team around it, and I had some time to react and could form a screen in front of him, which basically initiates the screening game. And what is the screening game? So usually as elves you'll build a really big screen and try to prevent any movement forward, but that's not really possible. But you try to make their progress so slow that they can't score in the drive. It usually doesn't really work, but it tends to force some dice, and if it half works, it might sometimes force the opponent to change their tactics and play more risky, which might create opportunities for stealing the ball. But the baseline of the screening game is that you block off movement forward with your players. And here we have the archetypical elf screen. It's better with more players. We already lost some players at this point, so we can't quite cover the whole pitch. But the idea is that we have 2 lines of screen, and so we have a front line and a back line. And in each line, the players are spaced in a way so if you want to get past in between them, you have to do hard dodges. And hard dodges are dodges into tackle zones. The reason there's 2 levels of the screen is that he can of course blitz the front line, and a blitz can result in a removal of a player. And if we remove this player, then these players are no longer forming a screen, so the first line is not blocking at all. So that's why you need a second line to actually make sure that even with a blitz they can't get past you. So even though a blitz cannot completely break an elf screen, and a blitz will still severely weaken it, because you'll be able to mark more players, force more dodges, and force it to move back probably. So if you can make your opponent not blitz the screen, that's a very good thing. And probably the best way to do that is to blitz the corner of his cage, because then he has a tough choice to make. He either has to dodge with his ball, or he has to use his blitz not on the screen. So what do you do when you're at a bash team against a screening elf player? Well, what you do is exactly what Matto did. This is what you do. You base up a whole bunch, and here he was even able to mark the back line, which is usually not, you shouldn't usually not be able to do that, but you know, I'm a bit low on players, and he was able to run around here, which is very good. And of course his basing up here, it forces me to either dodge or punch him, and with these being Chaos Warriors, it's kind of hard for me to punch him, so I'm probably gonna have to dodge. And you know, dodges can fail, and that's the weakness of the screening game. Not only that, even if no dodges fail at all, just basing up will, like I mentioned, force the screen to move backwards a bit. Basically, when you're playing the elf screen game, well, your best case scenario is that the opponent is not even able to get into scoring range. That's your goal. And every time you get pushed back even 1 square, the chance of that happening is reduced. So that's also a reason to base up. So even if no dice fail for the elves, you want to base up just to push it back, so you get closer and closer to scoring range. And that is also why getting this player this far forward is such a big deal, because rather than just pushing the screen 1 space back, it pushes it 2 spaces back. And as you can see on the turn timer, we're getting close to the time where he really needs scoring threats. So every square matters here. Now, on watching this, I realized that I could have actually blocked this move around off. And the way I do that is that I wouldn't stick completely to the very orthodox elf screen. I would have modified it a little bit. I should have moved this player to here. This way it's still an elf screen, because he is still part of the front line, because these 2 positions here are still forming a proper screen. The default when you build a screen should be the straight lines like this, because they are harder to dodge through. But on the front line that's not that relevant because they can be blitzed off anyway. So in this case, moving this guy here would still be a screen, but it would control more space. And most importantly, it would actually block this warrior from getting here, because this guy would be in the way. He could of course nullify that by blitzing this guy, but he's not going to do that because he's using his blitz here to free the ball. I think by this additional space control we also prevent him from moving up the ball over here, which he does, which might also mean that it doesn't get out of reach of my invader over here, which could also create additional opportunities. So this was a missed opportunity by me to be a little too much on autopilot when constructing the screen and using default positions on everyone, when actually moving this guy 2 steps forward would have been so much better. So at this point we are pushed back a little more than we would want and what we could have been, but it's still, we're still far up enough for it to be awkward for him, because this is the turn he needs scoring threats, and scoring threats, well, you kind of need to be here with most players to even be in, well, here to be in double GFI range, but he doesn't want to do double GFI. So we're still putting him in a bit of a tricky situation. He has, there's 2 options that I can see. He can try to break through here, but he can break through all the way because there's a single guy here, but he needs a down because it's a sidestepper. So if it's a push, he just pushes here and then it's still a screen. It's possible to dodge through, but anyway, but the drawback of going here is that it's far away from the ball and far away from most of his players, so he would only be able to run through with like 2 or 3 players, and it would really be really hard to secure the ball there or even get the ball to their next turn. So Matto goes for what I think is the better option, which is blitzing here in the center and basically jamming in as many players as possible inside the screen. And this has 2 benefits. One is he gets as many players as possible as close to the scoreline as possible, so he has many handoff threats and many people who can block people who are in the way and stuff. And the other benefit is that he's literally marking all of my players, even the second line. Every single player is marked, which means if I'm to make a new screen here, I need to dodge every single player. And you know, I have some built-in rerolls, and I have a reroll, but you can only, I have a lot of rerolls, but you can only use 1 per turn. And with this many dodges in 1 turn, it's quite likely that some of them will fail. And if something fails, then I don't have a full screen. And if that happens, basically, worst version of that for him is that he's forced to make a handoff because I'm blocking partially, like, but I can't. There's no way I block all of these players. So what I do is that I don't actually think it's a good idea to make a screen here. So instead, I want to use the fact that he basically has a based cage here, which again, it was a good move by him, I think, but it does have this drawback that I could potentially hit the ball here. And by hitting the ball, have a pretty good chance to force a pickup roll and then a handoff roll or something like that, and a tiny chance to actually steal the ball, because I do have a scoring threat, or a knorring threat as some call it. But at this point my dodge dice, or well, Nuffle says no basically. I roll 3 ones in 4 rolls, and that's not enough to even get a hit on the ball in this case, which means he gets a fairly easy score. So let's see that. Hitting this guy. and in the end he has to make 1 GFI to score, which is not a lot. And assuming everything went like this, except I made that adjustment earlier, so I've pushed back 1 less square, that would be 2 GFIs instead of 1 GFI, which is not a huge deal. But then that's also the movement 7 on his beast being really relevant. If he didn't have a movement 7 beast, that would actually put him out of scoring range, or be forced to make a handoff or something. But still, forcing 2 GFIs is still a lot better than 1 GFI, because I mean there's a bit higher chance of that failing. So the disaster of the second half was of course started by the blitz. That enabled him to do this blitz here, and he used that to basically get a complete surround on almost all of my players, which blocked them off from the ball. And so the question is, could I have changed something about my setup to not make this possible even with a blitz? And I think I could have. Yeah, the purpose of this setup is to advance on this side, make a screen, and move up with the ball so I get in scoring range, and it's really hard for him to stop the score. So that takes like a pickup and a pass probably, but otherwise it's really no dice except 1 dodge here. And one really easy change I could do is to just have this guy 1 step to the left, because he can still move forward exactly as much that way, but that way he can't surround on this side, can't really surround on this side without blitzing there, and he's using his blitz here, so that already improves the situation, because that means he can't have this player here, which means this guy could just dodge out right away without it being a hard dodge, which means that this guy could do the blitz. We're using this guy to an assist instead of what I actually ended up doing, which was moving up the catcher down here as an assist, so I could blitz out. And so that even that little modification would already be an improvement, because I wouldn't have a catcher stack up here after this. I could actually free all these players and get them around the ball. But there's one more thing I could do. So let's look a bit on the details of that. So this is the fastest guy. He would move it squares forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here or here. Here, which means the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could go like here if we wanna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be hard for him to run around, so I would probably screen like this rather. And these guys, of course, need to be on the line because I need to have 3 on the line. But I could move the ball receiver 1 step forward and have him on the back line, in which case he would have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 1 less than he can move, which means he could be basically well, we could move with this guy to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's no problem. And let's say we put the ball receiver here, which means this guy could, we would want him like here, I guess, And he could move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he could actually start out here, because it would form a screen with the wannabe ball carrier. Right. So we have the obvious change with this guy going here, but as we examined, we could also move this guy here without actually sacrificing anything in the purpose, and then move up our scoring player up, so he's one of the 3 players on the line, and that would have been a much better setup, because then on the blitz he can't surround us, and he would have to dodge to even penetrate into our drive on the side where the ball is. Of course he could blitz this guy, but it would not be very easy for him to invade that way, because his players are not that fast. So that's a lesson for the future.